In Republique, something new is arriving, promising to shake the world at its very core. With society ruled by corruption, greed, and malice, a resolute man is sending forth his own idea of a perfect country, free of all the evil that has set humanity on the path to destruction. This man shall become a god among men, with his words being the only law. Order shall replace chaos, total control freedom, and no price will be high enough to pay for such a utopia of peace. As in every other well-oiled mechanism, however, a single faulty gear can cause the collapse of an entire system, and in Republique, this faulty gear is called hope. As soon as Republique starts, players are thrown in this mysterious dystopian world, where you'll have to help a young girl who calls herself Hope escape from metamorphosis, an even more mysterious facility where the headmaster rules with an iron fist, and his manifesto is the only allowed book. A few hours before their arrival, which is a very special event that seems to be rather important for metamorphosis, some young men and women under constant watch are delivered a tainted version of the manifesto, which exposes the lies of the headmasters and the hypocrisy upon which his perfect world is based. Hope is among the ones who read the tainted manifesto, setting in motion a series of events that will alter the course of history forever. Things, however, are way more complicated than what they may seem like in the first few episodes, and players will soon learn not to divide Republique's characters in strictly black and white categories, because even those who seem straight out evil, like the headmaster himself, can show some very human emotions. This becomes quite evident during episode 3, with a few events that will really make players question themselves, their actions, and their role in the game's utopian society. The story of Republique is definitely one of the game's best features. It's gripping from beginning to end, leaving players hungering for more after any revelation, as small or big as it may be. The story is told through a few cutscenes found in key points of the game, as well as through the scanning of a variety of objects during actual gameplay. The storytelling style works incredibly well, as the team manages to never break gameplay for more than a few minutes, and it also gives some sort of purpose to the collectibles. Everything that can be collected in Republique has a story to tell, whether it's a banned book, a game's floppy disk stolen from guards, a pin on a desk, or anything else. No matter what the player finds, it never feels pointless, as it's another important piece in a puzzle that will only become complete at the end of the game. Making Republique's story even better are the very high production values. The graphics are very good, with detailed characters and environments. The writing is excellent from beginning to end. The music creates a very unique atmosphere, and the voice acting truly brings characters to life. There is a fairly heavy Metal Gear Solid influence here. After all, Ryan Payton was a producer for Metal Gear Solid 4, and it emerges vigorously not only in the story, but also during Republique's stealth-focused gameplay. During the game, players will control Hope and a mysterious character who's got in touch with the girl through a cell phone at the very first sequence of the game. By using this unique Omni view, you'll be able to access security cameras, hack devices, open locked doors, and much more. Not all cameras give you the best possible viewpoint, so you will be switching between cameras quite frequently in an effort to avoid Hope getting caught by the private army of the Overseer. Unfortunately, there are times where the camera gets switched automatically, not giving you the most optional view. Even though switching cameras stops the action, an option to turn this off would have been appreciated, because there are times where you'll get caught following an unwanted camera switch. Those who have played the classic Resident Evil series will not fail to notice how the older entries of the Capcom franchise have also influenced Republique's gameplay. While it's possible to move the cameras around to get the best possible view, most of the angles are reminiscent of the first 30 Resident Evil games. At the same time, Hope's resources are very limited, also like in other Capcom games, so it's not really possible to go wild and confront the army's guards head on, just like it isn't possible to take down all the zombies in the older Resident Evil games. Pepper spray and taser attacks, even when available in higher quantities, are never going to be enough to take down fully armed guards, so stealth is always the way to go, even though it's quite easy to cheat the guards due to the very dumb AI, which fails to detect players even when standing way too close. All the sneaking around metamorphosis hardly gets stealth thanks to a few reasons. Firstly, as already mentioned, the game is packed with optional collectibles, which once scanned through the Omni view review some additional details on the characters and story. The game's floppy disks, which can be stolen from guards by approaching them from behind, are actually quite hilarious. Cooper, who's one of the few guys inside Metamorphosis who wants to help Hope, shares some of his thoughts on games represented by these discs. He also takes a few funny jabs at developers and publishers, and these comments may seem out of place for some, but they really aren't, as they help debunk the idea that all the guards are monsters, and shows that there are guards who are just doing their job, however unpleasant it may be. Finding collectibles not only allows players to learn more about the story, but also allows them to obtain money, which can be used to purchase some additional functions for the Omni system that contribute to making the experience feel more varied. Lastly, each one of the game's episodes introduces a new gameplay mechanic upon which the entire episode is based. I won't spoil any of those here, but I can assure you that those twists easily manage to enhance an already excellent experience. What makes Republique feel like such a joy to play is how coherent the whole experience is. Every gameplay feature, every story bit, every collectible, every influence from classic games serves the experience in such a tight and focused way that it's impossible not to love every second of it. The barren feel of episode 4 and the camera issues are literally just drops in an ocean of quality. If you love well-written stories and stealth-based gameplay, you really need to answer Hope's call, listen to her plea, and enter the mysterious metamorphosis. With a score of 8.8, you'll be glad you did.